Greetings grapple fans and welcome back to When the Dust Is Settled, the post-show results rundown brought to you by my good self Josh Kenovan on behalf of Pro 2 Wrestling. It's the 1 year anniversary of the inaugural Mayday Mayhem and Pro 2 decided to return to the Bank Village Hall for a chaotic but action-packed sequel. So, let's get into it. We kick things off with Lucha DS challenging Davey Blaze, the Scottish Interpromotional Champion. However, the champion was accompanied by the manager of champions, Charles Boddington, who proceeded to pull out a St Mirren top for Blaze to wear to get under the skin of the Green Morton supporting luchador. The match started with some shenanigans, but as soon as the bell officially rung, it was down to business and Lucha came out on top. The action spilled to the outside, and despite Blaze accidentally taking out Boddington with a clothesline, the manager of champions was back up in no time to attack Lucha with his briefcase. Back inside the ring, Blaze capitalised and kept control of the match thanks to his rugged style and Boddington's constant interference. Blaze's gloating came back to haunt him, and Lucha managed to turn things around for a little while. That was until he got hit with a spinebuster from Blaze, a briefcase shot to the head from Boddington, and a Sparrowhawk spear from Blaze to put the nail in the coffin. After the bout, the dastardly duo continued to attack Lucha until Soldato made the save. Up next was the Blood Money Mercs, hoping to finally get some momentum behind their evil schemes as they took on the debuting Meat Factory. The rookie team from Pro Wrestling Ready made the easy mistake of pandering to the crowd with their backs to the Mercs, and the Mercs decided to take full advantage of that with a blindsiding, but Kerr and Berry quashed that blindsiding very easily and started working on Vinnie Van Driver. Dick Naylor was able to turn things around for the Mercs and they began isolating John Kerr in the corner. That was until Craig Berry got the hot tag and he went to town on the Mercs. The Meat Factory attempted some double team manoeuvres, but Driver managed to drag Berry to the outside and distract Kerr for long enough for Naylor to capitalise and hit the money shot so that the Mercs could finally get a victory in Pro 2. Following that, we saw Soldato taking on his opponent from our last show, Mark Monroe. This match was originally scheduled to be a triple threat match featuring Silas Everett, but a last minute card change was made. More on that later. Soldato even tested Monroe by bringing out the Big Massive Wrestling Tag Team Championship, the very championship that he beat Monroe for at Homecoming. But Monroe was not fazed and he began the match with a handshake. When the bell rang, the two had a brilliant technical exchange before Soldato took over with a dive to the outside. The action traded back and forth with some excellent acrobatic agility from both men. Soldato eventually attempted the Cortador Letal, but Monroe cleverly countered it into a brutal neckbreaker for the win. After the match, the two shared another moment of sportsmanship, and it's good to see Mark Monroe on the light side. And your first half main event saw Logan Smith defending the undisputed YSO Series Championship against the leader of the revolution, Ray Barani. Smith began by immediately claiming the upper hand, but Barani was able to turn things around with an enziguri. The action traded back and forth for a while with some innovative offense, but Barani got a bit too cocky and attempted to copy Smith's signature moonsault, which resulted in Smith rolling out of the way and hitting the street cutter for the win. There was no time to celebrate, however, as the manager of champions took to the stage to announce Smith's next challenger, who would be none other than Kid Fight. After the break, we saw the feisty Fifer Daisy Jenkins showing off her good side as she took on the real Bells champion, Rosie Knight. Despite Daisy's early advantage, as soon as the action spilled to the outside, Rosie took over. Daisy was eventually able to turn things back in her favour, but as soon as Rosie capitalised, we heard the music for Angel Hayes, which served as the perfect distraction so that Daisy could try and regain some momentum. This completely unhinged Rosie Knight, who proceeded to not only attack the referee, but hit Daisy Jenkins with the championship, resulting in a disqualification. Daisy Jenkins finally got her first victory in Pro 2, but I don't think that's how she wanted to get it. After that, Hunter Sampson took to the ring, only to be informed by showday manager Big Bad John that Charles Boddington was no longer in the venue, and Hammerhead Smith wasn't even there, and wasn't planning on being there to begin with. It was upon that disclosure that Big Bad John offered Hunter Sampson a challenge, a tornado-style 2-on-1 handicap match against Silas Everett and the debuting Ahmed Hamdi. The pair did their best to keep the big man down and almost succeeded at a few points, but Hunter Sampson had a counter for everything, including a double suplex attempt. Eventually, the Giant smashed Hamdi before nailing Everett with a monstrous powerbomb for the victory. And your main event saw the dad bod god Andy Roberts challenging for the Ayrshire Heavyweight Championship, but TJ Rage, who was going in the match alone, refused to share the ring with Roberts and even attempted to walk out. That was when the Kingpin Cameron finally got in the microphone and declared that if TJ Rage did not get back in the ring and defend his championship properly, he would strip Rage of the championship and hand it to Roberts. Rage was apoplectic at that announcement, and despite getting back in the ring, he did everything possible to dodge Roberts, who then followed him to the outside to dish out a beating. Back inside the ring, the champ turned the tables and started taking the wind out of Roberts by choking him with the ropes, even using some wrist tape behind the ref's back to continue choking him. After reversing Roberts' comeback only to get a 2 count, Rage decided to go for the belt. The referee thwarted Rage's attempt at using the belt, but some misdirection led to the referee being taken out accidentally. Roberts then hit the Wild Night Out, but there was no referee to make the pinfall. Rage then clocked Roberts with the belt, but even that couldn't keep Roberts down and he kicked out. Roberts then attempted a sunset flip, but Rage reversed it, and with some illegal rope grabbing, Rage won and kept the belt. And that's what went down at Mayday Mayhem 2. Our next show will be King of the Bing 2, which will once again emanate live from the Rankinson Community Hall, this time on the 17th of August. For more information regarding ticket sales and the match card, then subscribe to all our social media channels to make sure that you stay up to date with all matters regarding Ayrshaw's only homegrown wrestling promotion. Follow us at Pro2 Wrestling on Twitter and TikTok, at Pro2.Wrestling on Instagram, and Pro2 Wrestling on Facebook and YouTube, where you can tune into Pro Tuesday every second Tuesday with Kid Thompson. I'm Josh Kenovan, and the dust has most certainly settled. See you next time.